Johnny Dollar.
Freddie Friction, Johnny, over here at Mono Guarantee Insurance.
Freddie, how are you?
Oh, same as always. Listen, why don't you do me a favor?
If I can.
Ever hear of an old dame by the name of Mrs. Ambrose Winifred Van Turkle?
Ambrose, what?
Van Turkle.
No, I'm happy to say I haven't.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there. Nancy's an old fuzz budget. Lives over on South Tyrone, 1227.
South Tyrone. She must be loaded.
And depends on how you look at it. But we have written a bit of insurance on her jewelry. And Johnny.
How much?
Just under a cool million. And Johnny.
You're kidding.
Not a bit. But now listen.
My regular commission on $1 million?
Now listen, will
Freddie,
you?
say no more. I'll take the case.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, yours truly,
Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Mono Guarantee Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Too Many Crooks matter. You know, they say that too many cooks spoil the broth. Well, believe me, too many crooks can certainly mess up an insurance investigation. I know. Expense account item 1, $460 to fill the gas tank on my car. Then I drove to Freddie Fritzken's office down in the square. He was waiting for me out front. Okay, it's ready. Let's have it.
Well, look, if you hadn't hung up the phone on
I think it must be pretty urgent. You're standing here says I was right. So, what goes with this Van Turkle dame and her $1 million worth of jewelry?
I told you, and that's why she's an important client. I understand, incidentally, she keeps it all out there at her home.
She does, huh?
And that's fine with us. Makes the premiums that much higher.
What's happened to her, Freddie?
Her? Well, not a thing, nothing at all. It's what happens to me.
What do you mean?
Well, it's the day off for all her servants, including the chauffeur. So I promised to drive her in here to the office this morning to go over some of her policies.
Well, Fred.
Well, now, if I don't, the old fuss pot is liable to blow a gasket and cancel everything. And she would.
You mean that's all you told me about?
So the first vice president in charge of me has just arrived in town, and that means I don't dare leave this place.
Freddie, I was counting a commission on
So
her.
I told her you'd drive her in here.
You what?
And, Johnny, I don't know what this power is that you seem to have over these old biddies, but she knows all about you. Listens to every program every week and thinks you're wonderful.
Freddie, flattery will get you nowhere.
Now, look, instead of chewing me out, she said fine. She'd get all tricked up in her Sunday best and be waiting for me.
Oh, Freddie, look.
And I'm serious, Johnny. This is really important.
Am I supposed to wear a uniform and chauffeur's cap?
I'm not kidding. It is important, very. Will you do it as a favor to me?
As a favor to you?
Yeah.
No.
Now, John.
But I will for another reason.
Oh?
I would just like to have a look at the female who can throw such a scare into fearless Freddie Friedkin. I drove to the CCU residential section on South Tyrone Avenue. Number 1227 was one of those huge, once very fashionable brownstone affairs surrounded with broad lawns, formal gardens, and plenty of stately elms. The winding driveway led to a porte cochere on one side. I pulled in it, gave the horn a couple of polite beats, and waited. Looks like a ladyship really does one service. Well, there's something that's still using these things. Well, come on, your ladyship, your carriage is waiting. So am I. Oh, Mrs. Van... When I finally saw the light again, the birds out there in the trees were singing merrily. But to my aching head, it sounded like they were screaming. I just lay there for a minute or two trying to collect my wits. Whoever given me that cloud over the head had really done a good job of it. It made sure I'd stay out of circulation long enough for him to... But wait a minute. I'd had just one glimpse of him in a brief second when I'd opened that door. Gleam of people. That's what it was. William Pete, slugger and second story man with a record as long as your arm. With old Mrs. Van Turtle alone in this big house. Painfully to get back on my feet. Mrs. Van Turtle? Mrs. Van Turtle! I found her slumped over in a chair in a sort of morning room. She'd been stuck over the head too, and hard. Breathing, but only simply. I grabbed the telephone. Amanda, come on.
Dr. Blakely here?
Oh, Doctor, listen.
Yes?
This is Johnny Dollar. I'm over here at Mrs. Van Turkle's place.
Oh, yes, Johnny. She's a patient of mine.
Listen to me, Doctor, will you? Somebody got in here and hit her over the head, and she's in bad shape.
What?
I don't know whether she'll live.
I'll be there right away.
You better. Another call, this time to headquarters from Sergeant Harry Denning. He promised to send somebody pronto. Then, after throwing aspirin into Mrs. Van Turkle, I looked around. Finally, I found it in the library. The oil painting pushed aside. In back of it, the wall safe. Broken open and very empty. On the floor, a single ring that apparently had been dislodged in the setting. I dropped it in my pocket and made another phone call.
Hello.
Freddie, Johnny.
But where are you, Johnny? What happened? Didn't you go out there and pick her up?
Listen to me, Freddie.
Yeah?
How much did you say you insured the jewelry for?
Well, close to $1 million. Why?
You better get ready to send her a check.
What?
If she stays alive.
Thanks for the tip on old Van Turkle. I sent Mullins over there right away.
No good. I left as soon as the doctor got there.
Yeah, I talked with the doctor on the phone and sent an ambulance out.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try, but he's not sure if he can pull her through.
Good. Listen, Harry.
Hey, that reminds me.
Yeah?
Yeah, an old friend of yours just left town only about an hour ago at our request.
Friend of mine? Who?
An old strong arm by the name of William McPeak.
Willis? What?
Yeah, we helped him onto a train to New York.
Oh, fine.
Told him we just don't like his looks around here.
Harry, he's the man.
What?
Didn't you know? He's not only a strong-arm specialist, but he has enough raps against him for burglary to fill a book.
Well, our records here only show a couple of arrests over the years.
I don't care what they show, Harry. He's the one I found there in Mrs. Van Turkle's house, the one who belted me over the head.
Oh, and we helped him out of town.
You sure did.
Okay, Johnny, okay. I'll notify the New York Police Department right away to grab him for us.
If they can find him. And you know how long it'll take just to get the wheels turning, get all the red tape out of the way?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, brother. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can find him.
Wow, Johnny.
A little local knowledge, Harry.
About him?
About him and about some other people down there. I'll see you later. Item 2, 1045, plane fare to New York. And I was lucky. A flight took off just a few minutes after I got to Bradley Field. Item 3, in the big city, $4 even for a cab into 18th Precinct headquarters. Before even talking to my old pal, Lieutenant Randy Singer, I appropriated a phone in the office next to his and made 5 calls to men who were always ready to dig up a little information from me for a price. Then I walked into Randy's office.
Okay. Now, what's it all about, Johnny? You can make all those calls to him there.
Randy, if I told you, you'd probably round them all up and toss them in a jug.
Oh, feelings, eh?
Right. And they're a lot more valuable to me on the loose.
Well, sure you hadn't better tell me who they are so we can, sort of protect them for you, know? Departments can always use some extra talkers too, you know, Johnny.
Randy, I'd rather not.
Okay, but stop tapping that diamond or whatever it is on the top of my desk, will you? Want to scratch the glass?
This diamond is what I came here about.
Well, Johnny, you sure couldn't pick a bit of gold and Michigan down here in Chester.
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, everything. Pencils on our necks again. Maybe a lot of phony dough that's circulating around.
No?
Places so darn good, it takes an expert to tell the bad 10s and 20s from the good ones.
How does it mean?
Yes and no. I mean, when you say rings, you're pretty up to those boys around here, Johnny. I mean, he's got a feel at almost all of them.
Almost all.
Well,
Of course, the federal boys are beating their brains out, too, but what's happening is this.
Yeah?
Every time we knock over a print shop that's been making the stuff, we get there too late.
How do you mean?
Well, the place is gone. Been sold to someone else. And not just to another printer, Johnny. That we could track down real easy. I think, I hope, but to some intermediary, some brain who plants them with another printer just long enough to get out a mixer and then pass them on to somebody else.
Well, maybe you better shut down every print shop in town, Randy.
Oh, sure. You know what it takes? Just one little crack tucked away in somebody's basement. City this size, there could be thousands of them. But the department's raising Cain, the feds are complaining we aren't cooperating, I feel lousy. And what's your problem?
Willie McKeith.
McKeith? Well, he hasn't been active for a long time.
Oh, he hasn't,
Ambitious, Willie? Yeah. Always on the way to something big and always on much in the place.
Now, let me tell you now, Randy.
Excuse me. Yeah? No. We tried peddling juice balls for a while, Johnny. 2 years up the whip. We tried bookmaking another term. Tried half a dozen rackets. Always fell on his face. The only thing he could seem to get away with was a burglary and safe job.
Well, he can't this time, so listen.
Now, look, Johnny, I'd like to help you, Rudy. When you stop tapping that thing...
Nearly $1 million worth of jewels.
I don't care if it's...
Down here? No, up in Hartford, but I need your help.
Well, Johnny, until we get official fix from the boys up there, you know how it is.
I mean, a little deal between you and me has to be official all of a sudden.
Oh, no, of course not. But will you stop scratching that diamond on the glass, huh?
Okay, Randy.
Well, wait. Yeah? This? Who? Yeah. To you, Johnny.
Oh? Johnny Dollar.
Spotty.
Oh, yes, Spotty.
Well, Spotty who?
This number you give me headquarters.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's where I am. Go ahead.
You wouldn't pull one on me, Johnny.
Nah, Spotty, you know me better than that.
Yeah, I guess I do.
You got something for me?
Say, couple of C-notes, Johnny?
Let's say 100, Spotty. If it gets me anywhere, names, too.
Okay. Just a couple of minutes ago with a briefcase on him.
Yeah.
718 East 49th.
I got it.
He pokes the buzzer for number 2A, and then he goes in.
2A, huh? Okay.
Now, what does that mean?
You know anybody that's over 849 Street, Randy?
Did I?
I'll let you know.
Now, wait, Johnny. I thought you wanted some help.
I may not need it now.
Oh, no? Well, now, wait a minute. Maybe you...
$1 even for a cab with a musty 6-unit apartment building on East 49th Street. I quickly pushed the button for each apartment in the place. Number 2A. They all must have been answering the tenants going out because nobody kicked open the lock on the front door for me. So I flipped the lock, then I quietly went inside and up the stairs to the door of 2A.
Nobody talks to them, sir. I'll be quiet. What do you mean, give them back to you? You crazy or something? I give you the rack for them, so now I'll keep them. Oh, yes, you gave me these, all right. Sure, I made a deal. I carried out my head, and now you want to work out on me? Keep your voice down, Willie. What are you trying to pull on me, huh? You want me to get rough? I tell you, Willie, these stones you broke. I'm telling you, Buster. All right, put down that gun. Don't listen to me, Willie. I warned you, Buster. Start.
All right, don't try it, Willie. Just drop your gun. Kick it over here. Come on.
Sure. Okay.
All right, now sit down over there against the wall. Let me take a look at you. Looks like you killed him, Willie.
Turn it back out on me.
But if you figure on keeping this nest of jewels and whatever it was he gave you for them. What was it, Willie? What did he give you for them? Look, take a look at his briefcase here. Don't move, Willie.
Okay. You got the gun.
About as pretty a set of proclamation forms and flowers as I've ever seen. Randy, this is Johnny again.
Johnny, where are you calling from?
718 East 49th.
Well, listen, I just...
Apartment 2A.
There's a guy living over there we've been looking at for years.
There was, Randy.
Name of Horace Petersley. A passer of hot jewelry, that sort of stuff, you know? Only we never have been able to...
you say? What?
That's right. He's dead.
Okay, I'll be right over.
No, Randy.
What do you mean?
Send somebody else.
Well, now listen, Johnny. If you knocked him off, I mean, even
Somebody else killed him, Randy. The punk I have sitting here at the other end of my gun.
Who?
You stay right there in your office, and I'll be along in a couple of minutes with the Van Terkel jewels and with Willie McPeak in tow.
You're kidding.
Not a bit.
And that's all the more reason I better get over there.
No, Randy, because while you're waiting for us, I want you to get hold of Fritz Melchior.
That, gemologist?
Yes. Tell him to get there immediately with all of his equipment.
Well, I don't get it, Johnny.
You will, Randy. You will. Item 4, another $1 for another cab. Luckily, by the time we got to headquarters, Melchior, the gemologist, was there and waiting. I handed him the Van Terkel jewels and told him to set up his equipment on Randy's desk and get to work.
Now, it's going to take the ultraviolet lamp a moment or two to get warmed up, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, that's perfectly all right, Mr. Melchior.
In the meantime, I'll just set up this butyl refractometer and the mic.
Just take your time.
But why can't we just book Willie and lock him up, Johnny? Conroy's going to get tired sitting there holding a gun on him.
Randy,
Yeah, it's time in for me.
and he sees what I think he's going to see. He wished that he had that gun to shoot himself with. Thanks to you, by the way.
What do you mean by that?
I remember, it seems to me got a little annoyed earlier when I sat here at the glass-top desk fooling around with the stone that Willie left behind at Mrs. Van Tissel's.
But sure, you kept tapping, and rubbing it over the glass, trying to scratch.
That's just the point, Randy. Rubbing it on the glass, but not scratching. Huh? Johnny, you tell me, is there a single scratch there?
No. No, Johnny, you're right. Son of a gun.
No, of course, it isn't absolutely conclusive. I make no bones about it. It didn't sink in at all while I was doing it. But when I heard the now deceased Horace Petersley back there in his apartment, when I heard him telling Willie that the deal was off to give him back the place, it suddenly dawned on me.
Yeah, so maybe we've got more crooks on this deal than we bargained for, huh? Too many crooks.
Mm-hmm. Including a little old lady who figured on collecting nearly $1 million on that stuff that Mr. Melchior is looking at.
Hey, now, listen, what do you mean by that? All right, hold it down.
Well, Mr. Melchior?
Gentlemen, there is no question about it.
Are you sure, sir?
I'm absolutely certain. Now, look here, please. You too, Lieutenant.
Yeah.
You see, I used a polished piece of corundum. Now, does the so-called diamond stress it? No. The corundum wears away the stone. And here, the test with the refractometer is further proof.
With the what?
The refractometer. It measures the deviation from a straight line suffered by a ray of light in passing obliquely through various media of varying density. Now, look here, under the ultraviolet light. Now, you see?
Yeah, that's mighty pretty, Mr. Melchior.
Now, that is a genuine value, Lieutenant, that I brought along for comparison. But, now look at this one, under the black light. And this. And this. And this.
A lot of nothing by comparison.
Exactly.
In other words, Mr. Melchior, the supposedly precious jewels insured by Mrs. Van Terkel.
Quite so, Mr. Dollar. They're scrap, paste, common glass. They're not valuable gems.
What are you, some kind of a nut?
Although some of them have been very cleverly cut.
No. Hang on, don't Conroy. Wait a minute. Look. It ain't true. It's a lie. It ain't true. I took him out of that safe myself. I had to kill a man to make a deal with him. No, it ain't true.
True, all right, Willie.
Then I've been robbed. Get him out of here, Conroy. Lock him up. Right. Look, I've been robbed.
Well, Johnny, much as I hate to admit it, you've kind of done yourself a good day's work.
Well, of course, Willie helped a bit. Oh, sure. He got hold of those counterfeit plates for you, Randy, didn't he? And he took care of that Petersley character for you, too. So, Randy, why don't you be a nice guy and see that he doesn't get more than a couple of lifetimes. As for the phony jewels, well, old Mrs. Van Terkel was completely recovered from her beating, by the way. Set us straight. The real gems she always carefully kept in her vault in the bank. The paste that she had there in the wall safe were for casual wear. Expense account total, including the payoff to my friend Spotty, call it $250. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Fred Henderson. Music supervision by Ethel Huber. Sound patterns by Walter Otto. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Court Denson, Jim Stevens, Tom Gorman, Jackson Beck, Sam Gray, Maurice Copland, and Bill Smith. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Art Hannah speaking.